Morning Card Community, it's RJ. I hope you've stuck with me this whole week while I'm on vacay. It is Saturday now, and being Saturday, it is the final installment of the 1978 Topps set, going through every card. I've been flying real quick trying to get, there's not a lot of these guys I'm realizing that I know a lot about. I do know some about a lot of them, but not a lot about most, so we're almost done, and I enjoyed looking at the cards. This is what I enjoy doing, is just looking at them, and I figured I'd look at them with you all and just share some things I know about some of these players one last time. So here we go. Champ Summers, Eduardo Rodriguez, Gary Alexander. Again, you get these Gold Cup cards. You figure Gary Alexander must have been pretty good if he got the Gold Cup card. Then you realize, well, I have no idea who Gary Alexander is. Jose Cruz. Jose Cruz was a long-time Astro. I think he was so good they actually retired his number eventually. He might not have been incredibly good to anybody else but the Astros, but they retired his number, so they thought highly of him. Blue Jays team card, Dave Johnson, Ralph Garr, Dan Stanhouse, and here's Ron Cey. Ron Cey, the third baseman of the all-time Dodgers infield. Danny Ozark, manager of the Phillies back in their heyday when they won a lot of games in the mid-70s before they switched over to Dallas Green and won it all. Roland Office, Tom Verizer, Len Barker. Len Barker would get traded to the Indians eventually and throw a perfect game for them one year. Len Barker. Joe Rudy, Jim Bibby, great Pirates pitcher. I think he was on the Pirates team that won in 79, but here he is prior to that. Duffy Dyer, Paul Splittorff, longtime pitcher for the Royals. Gene Klein, Lee May, quality utility player for a number of teams. Doug Rau, Denny Doyle, Tom House. Tom House had the distinction of catching Hank Aaron's 715th home run ball. He was at the bullpen with the Braves that year, and he caught it on the fly and ran it all the way back in to hand it to Hank when he got back there. Here's Jim Dwyer, Mike Torres, longtime quality pitcher for the Red Sox, Rick Auerbach, Steve Dunning, and Gary Thomason. We're almost there, I promise you people, we're almost done. Moose Haas, Cesar Cedeno, Doug Rader. Doug Rader, I think, was on the Phillies later on after this. Ron Hodges, Pepe Frias, we love that name. Pepe Frias. Longtime player for a number of teams. Pepe Frias. Lyman Bostock, another quality name. Dave Garcia, Angels manager, and Bombo Rivera. Some really great names there. Look at that. Those are some good names. Lyman Bostock, Pepe Frias, Bombo Rivera. There's Manny Sanguillen, longtime Pirates backup catcher. Here he is with the A's by now. Rangers team card, Jason Thompson. Grant Jackson was a decent pitcher for the Pirates for a number of years. Paul Dade, Rick Russell, or Paul Russell, this is Rick Russell's brother. Both of those were 20-game winners at odd times. Fred Stanley, Dennis Leonard, longtime Orioles pitcher. Billy Smith, Jeff Bird, Dusty Baker, current manager on the Astros, longtime player. He was a guy who played with Hank Aaron. I was thinking of Gary Massey the other day. It's Hank Aaron, when he first started, Dusty Baker came up with the Braves in the 60s, played all through the mid-70s with the Braves, and Hank Aaron was on that team. So Dusty Baker, outfielder for the great Dodgers teams of the late 70s, early 80s, was a teammate of Hank Aaron's, and then a quality manager ever since. Pete Falcone, here's your Jim Rice Hall of Fame card. Gary Lavelle, Don Kessinger, longtime player. Steve Bry, Ray Knight. Ray Knight scored the winning run in the 86 Bill Buckner game for the Mets. Won the MVP that year, I believe, for the Mets in that World Series. Jay Johnstone, a longtime player, kind of more of a utility outfielder, but he was around for a long time, kind of a funny man, and he was on the Phillies for a couple of their mid-70s seasons. Bob Merrick, Ed Herman, Tom Bergmeyer, Wayne Garrett, Vida Blue, still with the A's back then. His arm had kind of died on him by this time, so he wasn't the killer arm he had been in the past, but there he is. Rob Beller, Ken Brett, that's George's brother, George's older brother. Mike Champion and Ralph Houk. Ralph Houk, longtime catcher for the Yankees, manager at one time over Mickey and Maris. Frank Travers, Gaylord Perry with the Red Rangers this time. Gaylord Perry, after he started with the Giants for a long time, jumped around to a lot of different clubs over the years. Julio Cruz, George Mitterwald, Indians team card, Mickey Rivers, Ross Grimsley, Ken Reitz, Lamar Johnson, Elias Sosa, Dwight Evans, looking really young with the Red Sox there. Steve Mingori, Roger Metzger, Juan Bernhardt, Jackie Brown, and here's your Johnny Bench card. And you get it all to the rookie cards. Here's where you get into all those star rookies of the day. 4-panel cards. I'm just going to get in here close and kind of show you who they are. I'll stop at any of the really big names we see. But for the most part, I'm just going to fly by. All right, there's Larry Anderson, a player for the Phillies. Here's your Jack Morris card. And you got Lou Whitaker. Oops, sorry about that. My holder fell off. Lou Whitaker there. I'm not even, like I said, I'm not even going to really talk about any. Here's your dual Hall of Famer card, Molitor and Trammell. Here's your Dale Murphy. This is a really good one because these are 4 quality players who played a long time in the majors. Bo Diaz, Dale Murphy, Lance Parrish, and Ernie Witt. All 4 of those guys had lengthy, quality careers. Now Murphy, it's funny to see Murphy on a rookie catcher's card here because his actual rookie card was the year before. He was still in a 4-panel card in the 77 set. I don't know why. He couldn't shake that for a while there apparently. Nobody jumping out at you here. So I remember whenever I see Dan Schatzenberger here, he was on the Phillies. There's a Phillies card, the 86 Donruss of him. I just remember that. Trying to find, like I said, most of these are people you've never heard of, or even if you had, they're mostly scrub players. We got a couple more here. So we're done. We're almost done, people. Bobby Valentine, Mets manager at one time. Bob Davis, Mike Anderson was played on the Phillies a couple years later. Jim Cott, a longtime pitcher for the Twins and a number of other teams, but here he was with the Phillies briefly. Clarence Gaston, interesting card here. If you know, the manager of the Blue Jays in the early 90s, won the 2 World Series, was Cito Gaston. This is Cito Gaston. I don't know why they gave him the name Clarence here. Was that his choice? Was that the team's choice? You know, was he forced to do that or something? I don't know what it was, but you know, he's from San Antonio, Texas. It's not like he's some kind of, you know, guy from Caribbean or South America or Central America or something. But that's Clarence Cito Gaston right there. You got Nellie Bryles, Ron Jackson, love that name. Randy Elliott, Fergie Jenkins, Hall of Famer with the Red Sox by now. Billy Martin, Yankees manager. Pete Broberg, Johnny Wokenfuss, always love that name, Wokenfuss. Royals team card, Pert Pavakwa and Wilbur Wood. Wilbur Wood's another one of those pitchers who just looked so old to me every time I saw the guy. Every time I saw him, you just swore he was like a grandfather still pitching or something like that. And here he'd been around for a long time by now. He'd been there since, you go back, what's that? First year is 61. And now here he is in 78 still pitching. So yeah, Wilbur Wood been around for a long time by then. And he actually is, in fact, card number 726. So we have reached the end of the set, people. Thanks for sticking with me. The binder, since I had 3 other spot, I kind of rounded it up with a couple Hall of Fame cards. Let me show you real quick. I got a spare Robin Yount, 78 tops. I got my, you know, childhood Mike Schmidt card. And then I was telling you earlier in a couple of videos ago about the Jose Morales error card. This is the one with the black stitches versus the pink stitches on the baseball position. This is one with all black stitches on Jose Morales' card. The other one's kind of got all like somewhat pink and somewhat black. So that's it, people. I'm taking my vacation. And all I'm doing is posting one of these every day, so I don't have to film it. I'm doing it ahead of time. So I hope you liked it. I enjoyed just sitting out on the deck, posting a video every morning and not having to think about anything else. So I'll be back Monday with some fresh content, I hope. I hope you enjoyed all that. Thanks for bearing with me while I'm on vacay. I'll see you all soon. Take care.